Hi, I'm Niamh Cassidy, ex-social care worker turned parent educator and IBCLC. When I started out, I struggled to get clients and to gain visibility. I knew I was good at my work and that I could truly help people, but I didn't know how to get that message out or to get clients in. Marketing and selling felt icky and not what I was about, and what I did try rarely worked anyway. I bought trainings, joined memberships, worked with mentors, but it often felt like they didn't really understand what it is that we do and the importance of being ethical and authentic. So I set out on a mission to learn, experiment, and develop ways I could share my message, support my clients, make a consistent income, and feel good about it. Today, I run a successful private practice and I want to help you to do the same. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Pregnancy and Postnatal Entrepreneurs Collective podcast, where we'll be discussing the importance of goal and task planning for your business growth. I know how challenging it can be to juggle clients, admin tasks, and volunteer and family commitments while still growing your business. That's why today we'll be talking about how setting goals and planning tasks can help you achieve success and take away some of the overwhelm. Setting goals is the first step towards real success in your business. Goals provide a clear direction for your business and help you focus on what's important. Without a clear set of goals, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day tasks and lose sight of the bigger picture. When working for an employer, goal setting is often built into the work. But when we work for ourselves, we need to be the ones to implement it, and that can be hard, especially if it doesn't come natural to us. But as Marie Forleo says, everything is figure-outable, so I know you can totally do this if you put your mind to it. But before getting into goal setting, first have a little think about anything you have already achieved in the past 6 months or a year. You can pause me right here and give yourself a minute or two to think about it. Once you've done that, think about, or even better, jot it down, what was it that helped you get there? What did you do or what supports did you utilise? Maybe you attended a course, maybe you took some time off, maybe you collaborated with somebody else, or maybe you brought in some help. Think about what helped you achieve these goals or tasks that you've already gotten done. The great news is that these are all things you can use to support your future goal setting and achievement. Woohoo! Maybe it's not so daunting after all. Okay, so now let's look at future goal setting. I'm going to give you a few basic tasks or ideas you can do in your own time to help you with this. It can be really helpful to start with a brainstorming session or a brain dump. Begin by making a list of potential goals for your business. Think about what you might like to achieve in the short and long term. What you want to achieve this month or in the next 3 months or in 6 months or 12 months. You don't have to limit this thought process, just put everything down on paper. Once you have a couple of ideas, review them to see if they can be made into SMART goals. This means they're specific and measurable, they are achievable, they're relevant to your business, and they can be time-bound. If your brainstorming goals can't fit into this, see if you can refine them a little bit to get more clarity. Sometimes we shy away from goal setting or get frustrated because we can't see a path to get there, or we set unspecific goals that we can't measure, so they never feel like they're achieved, and this can cause us to lose motivation. SMART isn't a perfect technique, but it can be a good starting point to put some structure on your goals. To give a bit more clarity, specific goals are those that are clearly defined and leave no room for ambiguity. For example, a financial goal, that's a figure. A goal to earn $50,000 this year is really tangible, whereas a goal to earn enough money to take my family on vacation is not very specific. What kind of vacation? For how long? How much money do you actually need for this vacation? Measurable goals are those that can be tracked and quantified. So if we stick to the financial goal example, a figure is very measurable. But if we don't know how much the vacation is going to cost us or what our other outgoings are, it's going to be really hard to measure. A vacation goal can be measurable, but we need to know how much it's going to cost and how much we're going to need to earn to have that as excess for us to be able to go on the vacation. Achievable goals are those that are realistic and attainable. So if you want to earn $50,000 in a year, but can only see clients for 6 hours a week, 45 weeks a year, and you charge $100 per hour of your time, then you can only earn $27,000 in a year. So $50,000 is not achievable unless you're planning on doing something different. So if you still wanted the 50k goal, you might look like adding in some passive income or increasing your hours or prices. Just make sure that the goal you set can be achieved. It's okay to make stretch goals, and I encourage you to do so and to come up with ways to make them achievable, but it's also important to have some level of realism. Relevant goals are those that align with your overall business strategy. Financial goals will fit most business strategies, so let's take a look at another example. If your business strategy is to reduce the amount of one-to-one clients that you see so that you can have more group clients and make more money in the same amount of time that you have, then setting a goal that is targeted towards increasing one-to-one clients isn't relevant to your overall strategy. So let's take this example through the whole SMART framework. So the goal, increase group work and decrease one-to-one work to earn more money for my time. Right now, this isn't very specific, so let's fix that. One-to-one work is currently where 80% of my client contact hours are spent, with 20% group work or group classes. My goal is to reverse this so that 80% of my client contact hours are spent with groups and only 20% with one-to-one. Great, this is now much more specific, but how do we make it measurable? I currently have 10 contact hours a week available. When 8 of these are with groups and only 2 with one-to-ones, I've reached my goal. I can measure it. So is it attainable? Well, I think about others in my industry have managed it, and I have some time to work on a strategy to help me achieve it. So yes, I believe it's attainable. And yes, it's relevant to my overall business strategy to increase income without increasing client contact hours. So now the last part is whether it's time-bound. Time-bound goals are exactly how they sound. They have a specific deadline for completion, and in this case, we might give a time frame of 9 months to complete. We may need to look back to see if this is achievable in that amount of time once we start breaking down our tasks. So, once you have your goals in place, the next step is to break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. This is where task planning comes in. By breaking your goals down into smaller tasks, you can create a roadmap for achieving them. This also helps us ensure that they are achievable in the time frame we have given ourselves. One common mistake that many service-based entrepreneurs make is focusing too much on short-term and neglecting the long-term goals. It's important to set both. Short-term goals help us focus on the immediate tasks and give us quick wins, while long-term goals help us to stay focused on our overall business strategy and vision. If looking at long-term goals, like the example given, then it can be helpful to break it down into interim or short-term goals. For example, a short-term goal might be that I get to 65% one-to-one work and 35% group work in the next 3 months, then 40-60 by 6 months and 80-20 by the 9-month deadline. Then I can break up the first 3 months into tasks that need to get done to get me to that 65-35. These might be creating a group offer, promoting the offer to the email list, promoting an offer on social media, getting featured on a relevant podcast to promote my offer. And then each of these will have a smaller set of practical tasks needed to achieve them. One effective way to plan your tasks is to use a monthly or weekly planner or task management tool. These tools allow us to track our progress and stay organised. You can also use them to schedule your work days, allocate time for specific tasks, and manage your workload. I highly recommend blocking off time in your calendar to work on tasks for goals. Otherwise, it's far too easy for it to get pushed to the side in favour of other things. We have free printable planners that can help you get us started, and there is a link in the show notes if you need it. But effective goal and task planning is not just about staying organised on track. It's also about achieving a work-life balance. As a service-based entrepreneur, it can be easy to get caught up in the demands of your business and neglect your personal life. By setting clear goals and planning your tasks, you can create a schedule that allows you to work efficiently while also having time for your personal life. This helps separate the two parts. There's time for work and there's time for household tasks, self-care and family life. By planning and scheduling, you can actually get a much better balance. Focused time usually means getting more done quickly rather than getting little bits of everything or absolutely nothing done. This has been the biggest game changer for me. When I'm working, I'm working. I value my time and I ensure others do too. So each week, start with a weekly overview. Take a look at your calendar for the upcoming week and see what commitments you have scheduled for both your business and personal life. This will help you get an idea of how much time you have available for tasks. Prioritize your tasks. Make a list of all the tasks you need to complete for the week, both for your business and personal life. Then prioritize these tasks based on their urgency and importance. If you find yourself always prioritizing personal life tasks, then try to do a deep reflection as to whether they all really do need to be prioritized over business tasks, or whether you need to be the one that completes them. Block off time for specific tasks. Once you have your list of tasks, block off time in your calendar to work on each task. Make sure to include both business and personal tasks in your schedule, and give yourself enough time to complete each task. This is vital, and it can take a bit of time to get it right. For example, I'm still learning how much time it takes me to write and record a podcast, and I've been really underestimating that amount of time. So when I review it, I get to go back and say, actually, I now know that takes more time than I thought, and that I can schedule in more time so that other things don't get bumped. Also, make sure to schedule breaks and self-care. It's important to take breaks and prioritize self-care, especially when you're juggling business and personal tasks. Make sure you schedule time to do things that you like to do. Again, using tools can help you stay organized. Find the tools that work best for you and use them to keep track of your tasks and deadlines. Be flexible when needed. Remember, unexpected things can come up, and it's important to be flexible with your schedule. Don't be too hard on yourself if you can't complete everything on your to-do list, especially while you're getting the hang of this process. Instead, prioritize the most important tasks and reschedule the rest for another day when unexpected things come up. But again, if you find yourself having to be flexible a bit too often, consider what your priorities are and if there are systems or supports that you can utilize to protect your allocated work time so you're not always getting pulled away. It's important to review your progress. At the end of each week, take some time to review and reflect on what worked well and what didn't. Use this information to make adjustments to your weekly planning process and improve your productivity in the future. And don't forget to track your overall growth progress at regular intervals. Regularly review your progress toward your goals. Use a tool to track your progress and make adjustments as needed. And definitely celebrate your wins. Celebrate your accomplishments and milestones along the way. I love when people share their wins in our Facebook group, and I'd love to help you celebrate yours as well. Celebrating can help you stay motivated and keep you going forward. So there we have it. Do you agree that goal and task planning is an essential component of success for your business? Particularly for those of us balancing loads of other commitments like family and volunteering. Setting clear goals and breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks can help you create a roadmap for achieving success in your business. Remember to prioritize your tasks, schedule your workdays, and celebrate your wins along the way. With effective goal and task planning, I know you can achieve your business goals and grow your business to the place you want it to be. So good luck and happy planning. Don't forget to download your totally free copy of the Birth Workers Business Playbook, now available for a limited time only. So check out the show notes to get your link and get your copy.